Hi, my name is Maria Domachki. I'm a therapist at Love Heal Grow in Sacramento, and I wanted to talk today about what trauma therapy is, what it tends to look like, and hopefully answer some common questions and concerns along the way. So, in general, there's no one way to treat trauma. There are many effective methods and approaches, and most of the time, your therapist is going to be combining different approaches to meet your particular goals and needs. With that being said, there are some elements and aspects that tend to be shared, and I will touch a little bit on those in a moment. But before I get into that, I really want to emphasize that what your therapy looks like at the end of the day is up to you. You get to choose how much you share, the pace that you move at, what exercises you do or don't do, what your goals are, what skills you want to build, when you would like to end your therapy, right? All of that is up to you at the end of the day. With that being said, there tends to be sort of a phase-based approach that is used with trauma therapy. The first phase is often referred to as stabilization. So this is when we are taking a look at how your trauma or your past experiences are showing up in your day-to-day life, how your symptoms might be disrupting your daily experiences or your relationship. And we are working on building skills, tools, strategies to help turn down the volume on those symptoms. And once we feel confident that we've kind of moved those symptoms to a manageable level, you and your therapist will transition into the second phase of processing. And depending on what kind of therapy approach your therapist uses, this can look a lot of different ways. But in general, we are looking to address the trauma and its impacts on multiple levels. So we're wanting to take a look at how has our trauma influenced our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, our behaviors. And for certain types of therapy, known as somatic therapies, we're also looking at how our trauma might have impacted or been stored in our nervous system or our physical body. So the goal is to be able to think of or be reminded of our trauma without having our negative symptoms show up and take over, and to no longer have our past experiences consciously or unconsciously showing up in our day-to-day lives. The last phase is known as integration. This is the phase where you've done the processing and you are now beginning to rebuild. It's a very exciting phase. We are integrating the knowledge, the skills, the perspective that you've gained into your sense of self and into this life that you're building for yourself as you transition out of trauma therapy. So that is a very brief, very quick overview of what trauma therapy can look like. I really encourage you to bring in questions for your therapist as you're beginning this process, and to really, again, emphasize that what your trauma therapy looks like ultimately is very much up to you.